Your doctor told you to count carbs, to watch your portions, to take your medication on time every time. And you did all of that. You did everything they asked. So explain to me why your fasting glucose is still climbing, why your A1C crept up 0.5 point last quarter, why you're eating less than you ever have, and the numbers keep getting worse. Here's what they didn't tell you. And honestly, this one took me a while to understand myself. The problem isn't how many carbs you eat. It's not even what carbs you eat. The problem is how fast those carbs reach your bloodstream. The speed, the velocity of sugar hitting your blood after a meal. That's where the damage happens. And there's one seed, one tiny ancient seed smaller than a grain of rice, that physically blocks sugar absorption before it ever enters your blood. Not with a drug, not with a chemical compound, not with some expensive extract, with a gel that forms inside your digestive tract and literally slows everything down. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. The clinical trials, the mechanism, the mistakes that cancel the benefit. All of it. Stick with me, because the number one benefit of this seed, the one I saved for last, is something I genuinely believe every endocrinologist in America should be talking about with their patients, but they're not. And I'll explain why that silence is costing you. Before I get into the proven benefits, I need you to understand something. I don't want you to hear seed and think this is some health food store gimmick. This isn't a supplement, it's not a pill, it's not some exotic extract. This is a food. It costs roughly $3 a bag at any grocery store in America. It's been eaten for over 5,000 years. The Aztecs called this their running food because warriors would carry it into battle. A single tablespoon mixed with water sustained their energy for hours without spiking blood sugar. And modern clinical research from universities in Toronto, Chile, and Kuwait has confirmed exactly why. Here's what frustrates me. The supplement industry makes billions selling you pills that your body absorbs at 30% efficiency. That means 70 cents of every dollar you spend is gone, passed right through you. This seed? Your body absorbs it at close to full capacity because it's food. And it doesn't just deliver one nutrient, it delivers 7 different mechanisms that all work together simultaneously against high blood sugar. If you believe this kind of information should be free and available to everyone, not locked behind a prescription pad or a $30 supplement bottle, drop a comment saying, "I deserve all the truth." Quick note, I'm not your personal physician. Please talk to your doctor before making any changes to your diet or medication. All peer-reviewed studies are linked in the description. Now, before the ranked list, let's clear up 3 myths. Myth number 1, this seed will cure your diabetes. No, that's not what the research says. Anyone using the word cure next to a food is either lying or trying to sell you something. What the research shows is that this seed can meaningfully reduce postprandial glucose spikes, the spike after you eat, through a physical mechanism. It slows absorption. It's a tool, not a cure. Myth number 2, you need to eat a huge amount for it to work. Clinical trials use doses as small as 7 grams, roughly 1 teaspoon, and still measured significant reductions. You don't need a cup of this stuff. A tablespoon or 2 used correctly is enough. Myth number 3, seeds don't matter. Just take your metformin and shut up. I've heard doctors say this. Metformin is a good drug, but it works primarily by reducing glucose production in your liver. It does almost nothing to slow the absorption of sugar from your food. That's a completely different stage of the process, and that's exactly where this seed steps in. So what is it? Chia. Salvia hispanica C, a tiny seed from the mint family. The clinical evidence behind chia and blood sugar is deep, specific, and growing every year. Let me show you what it does. 7 benefits, ranked from important to life-changing. Benefit number 7. Omega-3 fatty acid delivery. Chia seeds are one of the richest plant sources of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA. 1 ounce gives you roughly 5 grams of ALA, more than most fish oil supplements. Here's where it connects to blood sugar. Chronic inflammation is one of the primary drivers of insulin resistance. Inflammatory signals jam the communication between insulin and your cell receptors. ALA from chia seeds has been shown to reduce inflammatory markers, not overnight, but steadily over weeks and months. It quiets the interference so your insulin signals can actually reach your cells. Is this the most powerful benefit? No. That's why it's number 7, but it's the foundation. If your body is chronically inflamed, nothing works as well as it should. Benefit number 6. Complete protein. Chia seeds contain between 15 and 25% protein by weight, and unlike most plant proteins, they provide all 9 essential amino acids. Why does that matter for blood sugar? Because muscle is your number 1 glucose disposal system. 70 to 80% of glucose disposal after a meal happens in skeletal muscle. But after 60, you're losing muscle, about 3 to 8% per decade. Every pound of muscle you lose means less capacity to pull glucose out of your bloodstream. Chia protein supports muscle maintenance. And when you eat it with a carbohydrate-heavy meal, the protein helps slow gastric emptying, so sugar enters your bloodstream more gradually. Double duty. Benefit number 5. Antioxidant protection for your pancreas. After 60, your pancreatic beta cells are under constant attack from oxidative stress, free radicals that damage cellular machinery. Over time, your pancreas produces less insulin. Chia seeds contain a cocktail of polyphenolic antioxidants, chlorogenic acid, caffeic acid, quercetin, that neutralize free radicals before they reach your beta cells. They don't rebuild what's already damaged, but they slow the damage on what you still have. Here's what gets me. You can buy quercetin as an isolated supplement for $30 a bottle, or you can eat 2 tablespoons of chia seeds for 12 cents and get quercetin plus 5 other compounds working together. Benefit number 4. Postprandial glucose reduction. This is the clinical evidence. Researchers at the University of Toronto ran multiple trials. In 2010, they found that whole-grain chia significantly reduced postprandial glucose. The mechanism was the mucilage, the gel that forms around the seed, physically slowing sugar absorption. In 2013, a dose-response trial confirmed that more chia meant greater glucose reduction. In 2020, a Spanish study using an artificial gut found up to a 50% reduction in glucose bioaccessibility. Now, I'll be honest, a 2020 meta-analysis found that chia seeds did not significantly reduce fasting blood glucose or HbA1c when you combine all the data. That's important. Chia is not a fasting glucose drug, but it targets the postprandial spike, the after-meal spike. And if you're over 60, those postprandial spikes are where silent damage accumulates. Chia doesn't stop the river. It slows it to a stream. Over months and years, that's the difference between complications and control. Benefit number 3. Blood pressure reduction. A 2021 trial took 42 adults with type 2 diabetes. One group consumed 40 grams of chia per day for 12 weeks. The chia group showed a significant reduction in systolic blood pressure, the top number that matters most for stroke risk. Here's the connection. High blood pressure damages the small vessels feeding your kidneys. Damaged kidneys worsen blood sugar control. Worse blood sugar damages more vessels, raising blood pressure further. It's a cycle. Chia interrupts that cycle. Fiber slows, sugar spikes, omega-3s reduce inflammation, potassium and magnesium support vascular flexibility. And the 2017 Vuxan trial found a 39% reduction in C-reactive protein, the gold standard marker for systemic inflammation, from adding a seed to your diet. Now, benefit number 2, the mucilage gel. This is what makes chia unique. When chia seeds contact liquid, the outer coating expands into a viscous gel that can absorb up to 27 times its weight in water. That gel forms a physical barrier in your small intestine. Sugar molecules have to pass through it before they can be absorbed. It's like walking through a room waist-deep in mud instead of an empty room. The sugar still gets absorbed, but slowly, in a manageable stream instead of a sudden flood. This is different from pharmaceutical approaches. Drugs like acarbose block the chemical breakdown of starch. Chia slows absorption after breakdown. They work at different stages, which means they can work together. A 2025 study from the University of Chile found that chia mucilage significantly reduced glucose dialysability, how much glucose passes through the intestinal barrier. And a 2023 study baked chia into cookies. 7 grams of chia reduced postprandial glucose by about 30%. This is measurable, reproducible, and happens every time. And now, benefit number 1. This is the reason I made this video. Every other food or supplement that affects blood sugar works through one mechanism. Berberine activates AMPK, cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity. Each does one thing. Chia works through at least 5 simultaneous mechanisms. 1. The mucilage gel slows absorption. 2. Soluble fiber delays gastric emptying. 3. Protein triggers satiety hormones, so you eat less. 4. Omega-3s reduce inflammation driving insulin resistance. And 5, this is the one that stopped me, the fermentation of chia fiber in your large intestine produces short-chain fatty acids, specifically butyrate, and butyrate stimulates the release of GLP-1, glucagon-like peptide 1. GLP-1 is the exact same hormone pathway that Ozempic targets. Semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. It costs over $1,000 a month. The fermentation of chia fiber in your gut produces natural GLP-1 through the exact same biological pathway for $3 a bag. Now, let me be responsible. Is 2 tablespoons of chia going to produce the same GLP-1 response as a weekly Ozempic injection? No, not even close. But the fact that the same pathway is being activated by a food that costs $3 and sits on every grocery store shelf, and your endocrinologist has never mentioned it, sit with that. It's not a conspiracy. Doctors have 12 minutes per appointment. They don't have time to explain mucilage and butyrate and GLP-1 pathways. But you have time right now, and you deserve to know that a real food exists that addresses 5 mechanisms driving your blood sugar higher every day. Now stop. Before you go buy a £5 bag, there are mistakes that cancel the benefit. Get these wrong, and you could make things worse. Mistake 1. Eating chia seeds dry. No gel forms, no barrier, and dry chia can swell in your esophagus and cause blockages. Always soak them. Even 5 minutes in water starts the gel. Mistake 2. Taking chia with blood thinners. Chia has a mild blood-thinning effect from the omega-3s. If you're on warfarin, aspirin, or clopidogrel, tell your doctor. They need to monitor your INR. Mistake 3. Combining chia with high-sugar beverages. I've seen people make chia fresca with mango juice, 40 grams of sugar. The gel slows absorption, but you're still flooding your system. Use water, unsweetened almond milk, plain coconut water. Mistake 4. Expecting results without consistency. The clinical trials that showed meaningful benefits ran for 12 weeks minimum. The Vuxan trial ran 6 months. This is a daily practice. 1 tablespoon on a random Tuesday won't change your labs. Here's your action plan. 5 steps. Step 1. Buy a bag of chia seeds, $3 to $6. Lasts 3 to 4 weeks. Step 2. Start with 1 tablespoon per day. Mix with 6 to 8 ounces of water. Stir, wait 10 minutes, drink it. 15 to 20 minutes before your largest meal. Step 3. By week 2, if you're tolerating it, move to 2 tablespoons. 1 soaked before your biggest meal, 1 mixed into breakfast. Oatmeal, yogurt, smoothie, always with liquid. Step 4. After 30 days, ask your doctor to check your postprandial glucose. 2 hours after a meal, that's where you'll see the change first. Step 5. Track how you feel. Energy after meals, cravings between meals. If you check your own blood sugar, your 2-hour post-meal reading. Do this for 30 days. The data you collect on your own body is worth more than any study I can show you. 1 change, 1 seed, 12 cents a day, 5 mechanisms addressed simultaneously. No new prescription, no supplement regimen, no fear. Now, one more thing, if this video covered what happens to your blood sugar during the day, you should be asking what happens at night. For most people over 60, the real damage happens while you sleep. Your liver starts dumping glucose around 2 a.m. It's called the dawn phenomenon. And everything you did right during the day gets partially undone while you're unconscious. That's why I created the Midnight Insulin Trap. It walks you through what changes after 60, why your morning fasting numbers stay high, and how to build a simple nighttime system. The link is below. I want to hear from you. Which benefit surprised you most? Drop it in the comments. If this video helped you understand how 1 seed can change the way sugar reaches your blood, I made another video about the 7 worst foods for stroke risk. The number 1 food on that list, you probably eat it every day, and it has nothing to do with salt. That video is right here on your screen. Take care of yourself tonight. I'll see you in the next one.